Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've recorded something. I have been tirelessly running through a lot of research in regards to this market and the new administration. And today, of course, of all days, is the first day of the imposition of these tariffs. Now, what do we make of all of this as investors? Whether you are beginning or you are experienced who have been through this before, every time we have a pullback, it's a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, this is Elliott with Touchstone Financial Education. Thanks to all my longtime listeners and welcome to my newer listeners. One of the things that I'd like to start with today is a very simple approach to looking at the markets overall and using this template to kind of identify opportunities as well as figure out if I should hang on to my current positions or make some changes in the portfolio. And you know what, guys? It's as simple as this: market, sector, stock. So, first thing we do is take a look at the overall markets. What's going on? We know that European markets have outperformed domestic markets here in the States, of course, since the beginning of the year. Take a look at Asian stocks. There's an infusion of capital by the Chinese government into the consumer in China, which is lifting some of these stocks. Now, I know people have had a bad taste in their mouth over Chinese stocks the last couple of years, but it is worth taking a look. So that's kind of what's going on with the markets at a macro level, at an overall level. Then from there, we want to identify sectors, of course, that have been beaten up or even still doing well in these current conditions. And by current, I mean the last several weeks since the tariffs were announced, since they've been imposed today, so on and so forth. So we go market, what's going on globally. We take a look at sectors, especially those that we are invested in or want to be invested in. Then, of course, we move on to those individual stocks that we are holding. So let's stop at the sector level for a second. What's going on with the different sectors? We just come through earnings season, and for a lot of tech companies, especially the more popular growth oriented companies in and around artificial intelligence and chips and cybersecurity, they did quite well. So, but for the uncertainty around what's going on globally, these stocks would probably be running today. So, identify those sectors again that you are in or want to be in and take a look from the perspective of perhaps jumping in to those sectors when all of this is said and done. Okay. Lastly, of course, it's our individual positions. And this is kind of where the art of investing, or if you will, it gets a little bit tricky. So if we take a position that we've had, let's say it's a super microcomputer or a CrowdStrike, anything that has pulled back pretty hard in the last few weeks, evaluate the company as an analyst would on Wall Street, meaning let's take a look at the fundamentals. Why did we get them in the first place? Especially coming through earnings season where a lot of these companies have done quite well. It is not uncommon right now in tech stocks to see 50% plus year over year growth in revenue as well as earnings per share. For those of you who've been following me for a while, if you're new, you know what that is. For those of you who are sophisticated, aggressive, and experienced, you're dialed into this already. So, we're going to take a look at these companies, these investments we already have, make sure that under a different environment they would be doing well. Again, companies that came through earnings season with flying colors, we might want to add more to those positions as they have fallen, especially if they've fallen to or even below your cost basis, right? If you're not quite sure, but you like the company still, then you hold it. If for whatever reason the fundamentals shifted under your feet, or there is a broad change in sentiment in around a company that does not bode well for forward activity, meaning they've announced lower guidance into 26, management changes, the product isn't working out so well, whatever it may be, then you've got to sell the position, take the loss, and move on. But remember, guys, if we're going to look at a stock, are we going to buy more? Are we going to hold it or are we going to sell it? And that comes under the umbrella of the stock position. Because remember, market, sector, stock. Run your analysis as simply and cleanly as you can. That'll help you draw the best conclusions. And I got to say this pullback for me, because we are in correction territory on the NASDAQ as I record this, you know, I've been through these quite a few times. The NASDAQ gets oversold, and then one day, magically, it just pops back up. Magically is probably the wrong word, but it does pop back up. So please take this opportunity to evaluate what you have. Do not be afraid. Do not allow emotions to govern your decision making, and make the analysis work for you. Again, market sector stock. Do I buy more? Do I hold it? Or do I sell the position? It's as simple as that. It does not take much time. Me personally, I am building cash. I am looking to buy once this is all said and done. There are some things that I've missed, like CrowdStrike, like Broadcom. I'm going to take a look and jump in. Cloudflare is another one. Again, as you see here, I am looking specifically at tech stocks. Now, healthcare stocks have started to move, and that's great. But because the pullback, for the most part, is focused on those tech stocks that were running all through last year, I might be able to get in here and, with a nice little discount, see these stocks ride to their previous 52-week high. I'm not ready to jump in yet, but I'm definitely doing my homework. I am watching, I am moving cash so that I will be ready as things turn around. Those of you who've been watching a while know that when tech decides to pop, it is almost overnight, so we have to be at the ready. Thanks, guys. This is a little short one. Keep the faith. Things will improve. The tariffs, for whatever reason, are imposed. And as investors, we watch to see how we can pursue opportunity under any type of environment, tariffs included. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.